I want to stay on this story, so let's bring in Geoffrey Thomas, editor of Airline News. He joins us live from Perth, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing?
Well, Ben. Well.
Good. There are a few things I don't understand about this horrible accident, and hopefully you can break things down for me. The first, if the landing gear isn't down and the plane is getting ready to land, surely there would be alarms or warnings or something in the cockpit telling the pilots not to attempt to land, right?
Look, indeed, if the undercarriage is not deployed, the ground proximity warning system, for instance, which is built into all these aircraft, gives you a multiple series of alarms. Also, there's warning lights as well to tell you the undercarriage is not down. But what we're hearing now, though, is that the air traffic control data from the aircraft, called the ADS-B, this is the data which the aircraft sends out telling air traffic control its altitude, speed, direction, etc. That's how they track aircraft. Mm-hmm. Typically, that's on all the time, from pushback to arrival at the gate. On this aircraft, it stopped at 900 feet. And it stopped just after the bird strike that the aircraft suffered. Also, ground observers are saying that that there were 3 explosions related to a bird strike, because there was a warning of birds in the area. 1 minute later, the flight crew declared an emergency. That was at 8:58, and then the air traffic control directed them to approach the airport from another direction. They did that from the north to the south, and the air traffic control data from the plane failed. Now, what that tells us is that these crew might have been dealing with multiple electrical failures as a result of the bird strike. And they might have lost not just one engine, but possibly 2 engines. So with this cascading series of problems, they may have had no choice but simply to land without the undercarriage.
The wheels not coming down. But if that's the case, like what would they have been dealing with that prevented them from just not landing? Like, couldn't they have just stayed in the air? Break that down for me.
Well, if we know from photographs that are appearing that at least the right engine had suffered a significant bird strike, we assume that it failed. The crew declared a Mayday, which means they were in serious trouble. Typically with a single bird strike, a single engine goes out, you wouldn't necessarily declare a Mayday. They declared a Mayday, which indicates possible multiple bird strikes, which is confirmed by the ground. Therefore, there could be multiple electrical failures because both engines have failed. Electrical power is failing. So this is where we're getting a cascading series of problems, which led the crew or forced the crew into a landing without deploying the undercarriage.
I want to just talk a bit about the actual airline. So Jeju Air's website has been updated to reflect the situation today. There's now this public apology. It's been stripped back to black and white. How does something like this affect the actual airline? Is it going to be the fact that people will be cancelling tickets? Will they boycott flying with them? What's going on now?
Oh, look, definitely this will impact Jeju Air. I mean, look, over the years, serious air crashes have in fact sent some airlines into bankruptcy. There can be a tremendous loss of confidence, particularly with all the horrific vision that we are seeing. Obviously, people will want to know the reason why this aircraft crashed, more detail. Was it, crew incompetence? Was it factors beyond the crew's control? Look, there are a series of factors that would impact the airline in the long term. In the short term, yes, there will be a series of cancellations, multiple cancellations, and this could knock the airline around rather badly. Although the airline's been in business for almost 20 years with no fatalities, this is their first fatal crash, I understand. So, yes, it's going to be a pretty tough time for them for quite a few months.
Yes, indeed. I was actually living in Malaysia when the Malaysia Airlines incidents were happening, and there was definitely a pushback then. Geoffrey Thomas in Perth, Australia, thank you so much for joining me.